Hello everyone, this is Pamper Chew. Today I am going to show you my new toolboxes and some of my new tools. This is my old tools that I put together growing up. It has all my tools from when I was a kid to now. And this box here was my grandpa's toolbox from Boeing. He worked there for 30 some years. And he gave me the top half of his toolbox. He also gave me a lot of his machinist tools, and so we're going to open these up today, and I'll show you what I have for tools. He gave me a couple sets of Craftsman sockets, and just tons of micrometers, calipers, and all sorts of fine machinist instruments. So let's open these up. I keep all my tools locked up just so other people in the house don't borrow them and lose them, damage them, or make a mess of them. I am very organized with my tools, and I have to have all my sockets, all my screwdrivers in order. Even though this looks like a mess, I know exactly where every tool is, and every tool is there, nothing is missing. It gets really annoying when you go to work on something and that socket that you need is missing, and the person that used it last just says, well, look in the pile, it's in there. So these are my tools from growing up, working at a few manufacturing companies. It's nothing special, just basic tools. All my big tools are in here. All my greases, lubricants, glues, wires, solder, that kind of thing. Here's something my grandpa gave me. These little 3 standoffs. They're exactly the same height within 1/10 of a micron. So if you're doing something that needs to be perfectly level, like measuring or cutting, this would be great for making measurements. You'd set it on one of those big granite slabs that are already perfectly level, and these tips here are all within 1/10 of a micron. That's 1/10,000th of an inch. Okay, so this I just got the other day. My grandpa gave it to me because he was really impressed with how I fixed the Honda, and he wanted me to have tools that were good and that will last me the rest of my life. So he doesn't use these tools much anymore. He used to work on airplane cockpits. He used to build them. Let's get this thing opened up. It's just been cleaned out, but this will be where I put all my new tools, all my good tools I'll put over here, and I'll organize it really well, and I'll probably even make little foam inserts for everything. But let's see what I got with it. So there's a what's this called? It's for drawing circles. I forget the name of it. A compass. And oh, here's the American flag. It's America. Some books for trigonometry and measurements. Shows you how to solve some basic formulas. It's good to have one of those on hand. A lot of the stuff that I know today I learned from him. So it's really nice to have all these tools and all these instruments. There's an eagle, carved eagle. Carpenter's pencil. Okay, so here's a lot of my socket sets now. These are all Craftsman from the 70s. I now have a torque wrench, a big one. Those are very expensive, so it's nice to get one of those now. Here is my, I think this is 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's 1/2 inch socket set. Some universal joints, long sockets. Here's my ratchet. I really like the design of these ratchets because they have a little directional switch here instead of being up here, which makes them a little thinner, and it makes them just feel a lot stronger. Very strong tools. Here's a breaker bar. Little feeler gauges for measuring gaps, And here's one for spark plugs. I need to oil and maybe graphite some of these drawers here. They're a little sticky. Oh, there's my hammer tool. A couple wrenches, light bulb. A few more wrenches. Here is my, I think, 1/4 inch Craftsman socket set. Let's open it up. So another one of those nice high grade sockets. Does that look, or is that a, that's not a 1/4 inch, is it? That's a 3/8. Well, whatever size it is, I forget which size these sockets are. It looks a little bigger than a 1/4, but it might be a 1/4. So nice full sets. When I work with tools, I take out what I need, and then when I'm finished with it, I put it back exactly where it was. That way, I don't lose any parts. I don't have to look through a pile of tools, kind of like this box here. That'll get organized now, but I still knew where everything was, and that I knew what was in the box. When I let other people borrow my tools, 9 times out of 10, the tools get lost. They get damaged because people don't know how to handle them properly or use them properly, or they use the wrong tool for the job, and it really gets irritating. So my grandpa was the same way. He was pretty organized. Like I said, I learned a lot from him, so I'm glad I have these tools. So now I'll show you some of these finer tools. This is a digital micrometer. It has an analog gauge on it. That's for measuring the space in between those 2 points there. And then you just rotate this. You see how it changes. It goes down to 1 micron. So this micrometer here will go down to a 1/10,000th of an inch, or to 1/10 of a micron. It has a calibration peg right here. You put it in there and you calibrate it to 0. And here's a little tool for adjusting that, I think. That's a really nice tool. This one here, I'm not sure exactly what it could be used for, but I see there's a level there, so that probably goes to something level. That's exactly a 45-degree angle, I'm sure. It looks like a 45-degree angle. It might be different, but this can go up and down like that. A perfect adjustment. Please post down in the comments below if you use one of these or know what it's used for. An example would be awesome. Some of these things I just don't know how to use yet, but definitely will take care of them and I'll use them eventually. Here is a chrome-clad measuring tape. It's very strong, very thick, durable, and heavy. This thing weighs about 1.5 pounds. Now over here, there's a micrometer caliper. It's all analog, but there's your measuring there. Here's your calibration bars, or calibration blocks. Tools for adjusting. It's an older one. Over here I have 2 metal bars that are perfectly level within 1 micron. You know, if you're setting something on one of those stone blocks like I was talking about, it's perfectly level. Or if you want to measure something to see if there's any defects, you can set it here and then take feeler gauges and slip it under something to see if it's warped. There's a little dial gauge, and you can set that in on something and be able to measure how you know, be able to measure, you know, the differences in level, flatness, that kind of thing. It would have to be hooked up to some sort of brace, like one of these things over here. And a lot of stuff was last calibrated 94, but it's still pretty close to being good, and if I really need to, I can have it calibrated again. There's a little metal scribe with a carbide tip, and it looks like bunch of calibration rods. Oh, there's a micrometer there. But I'm going to put these all away now. Well, there you go. Now you see the kind of tools that I work with. I'm always happy to receive more tools. I keep them clean, I keep them organized. And here is a Boeing 777. Now I do have a third toolbox that's out in the other house's garage. It weighs about 80 pounds and it has all my great-great-grandfather's machinist tools, stuff from the 60s back to the 20s. And it's tools like this, but just the old versions of them. And so one of these days I'll pull that box out and I'll clean it up really well and show you. I might have made a video about it in the past, but I don't think I've gone into detail. But I do have tons of machinist tools. So being able to learn things and fix things runs in the family. I learned so much from my dad, my grandpa, and now I have tools from him, and it's really great that I can learn all this stuff and work on things now with the proper tools. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.